With an eye on improving to 3-0, the North Central Cardinal football team taking the trip up to Chicago for a matchup with North Park. The Vikings 1-1 and coming off a loss to Milliken. And things won't exactly get easier against NCC. Senior linebacker DJ Workenthien making back-to-back stops on North Park's second possession, including this 9-yard sack of quarterback Grant Borsch. Nothing going early on for the Vikings. Ensuing punt, however, touched by the Cardinals and pounced on by the Vikings, already inside the NCC 20-yard line. But 2 plays later, running back Jason McGovern gets hit in the backfield and coughs the football up. Junior Josh Leonard jars it loose, and freshman Isaiah Ziegler recovers. Next North Central possession, and the Cardinals go on a 21-play drive that eats up 8:47 of game clock, and that's partially thanks to Michael Svikas, who makes the catch and run go for a first down on 3rd and 14. Same drive, and in the early moments of the second quarter, from 5 yards out, Broc Rutter finds Andrew Kamienski for an acrobatic catch and touchdown. Kamienski's 3rd of the season, and boy is it a goodie. Vikings drive in, but now stuck in a 4th and 5 from the North Central 25-yard line. And Borsch sacked by Cameron Martin to force a turnover on downs. Next NCC drive, and Rutter finds Michael Svikas for a 24-yard gain, and it's again on 3rd down, that duo keeping some drives alive. Now at the 12, and Rutter goes back to the sophomore Kamienski. Touchdown NCC. Rutter's 7th of the season. Cardinals lead 14-0 with just 24 seconds to go in the half. So we go to the second half. After a fumble on the kickoff, North Park set up at the NCC 28-yard line. But now 3rd and 11 at the 19, and Borsch picked by Matt Sutherland in the end zone. The Cardinal defense preserving its shutout. So the Cardinals turn to freshman running back Ethan Greenfield to begin the drive and hands the ball off to him 5 straight times. And he picks up 34 yards, ultimately putting NCC in Viking territory. A few plays later, back to Kamienski, and check out that juke move. He makes his way back into the red zone. Not even 3 full games into his college career, and Ethan Greenfield looking like a legit workhorse. Number 8 rumbles his way to another touchdown, 21-0 NCC. Oh, and you didn't think he was done quite yet, right? No. Greenfield tacks on his second score. He racks up 145 yards on the ground. Credit that O-line for paving the way, too. You know who also needs some attention? That defensive line. They're picking apart the Vikings, and Tommy Hyland flies in and wraps up for the sack. And to cap it all off, Don Mugalu punches it in, and North Central now 3-0 following a 35-0 shutout of North Park.
It was finally great to just play 4 quarters, because last week we played a great first half. In the second half we fell apart at times, and like Coach always tells us, if one guy doesn't do his assignment, that can ruin the entire play for the defense. So it was great to see 11 guys doing their job and everybody flying to the football and just finishing a 4-quarter game for a change. It does feel good, but at the same time, that's the stuff we practice every day. I mean, Coach does sudden change every time we got to practice, where you could be on the sideline getting water or anything, and you just have to fly out there and just start playing. And then we're just used to those situations because that's what we see every day in practice, and we're playing against a great offense every day that gives us those kind of looks. So it's easy to go out there on Saturday and just stop. Everybody's always uplifting each other and staying positive, and that just helps you. You may be tired because we just got off the field or whatever the situation may be and have to go back out there, but when you know you got your teammates you can count on to your left and to your right, it's easy to go out there and find your second wind each and every play.
All year, one of our defensive models has been hold the line. One of the first days of camp we talked about, we even read a little blurb about how we need to hold the line in bad situations. We're going to get thrown in bad situations throughout a football game. Turnovers, fumbles, interceptions, all that stuff. So we always talk about just holding the line. So for us, that's it really pumps us up, especially going into a big week like next week. But that's sort of what we're out there to do. Our offense screws up, we're there to pick them back up. So the halftime speech was more generally just like we're better than this. We all know we can put up more points. We all know we can hold this shutout, and we knew that we had made some mistakes. So we came into halftime, fixed them, and it's pretty fortunate when you come on the second half and everything goes your way. Not everything, but things start falling into place, and then we start to gain some momentum, and then one thing leads to another, and you win by 35 points.
Our whole focus this week was 6-second football, so I think that's why we had a little bit of penalties, but it's just little things that we need to clean up on the field and get back working next week, and we'll see if we can minimize the penalties coming towards Wheaton week. This is a big week for us, and we'll step up and rise to the occasion. Not even rise to the occasion, we'll fall back on our technique and use what we have and go out and beat them. this group is phenomenal across the board, from the 2s to the 1s. Coach he has full faith in us in whatever we do. If you put in the backup center, he'll be fine. And that's exactly what happened today. Rick Sturber went down, and Jordan Ryan stepped up, and like when he stepped on the field, the energy completely changed. He was hustling to the ball, telling us to get set. He was just instilled confidence in us, because that's what JR does. That's what everybody on the O-line does to each other. And when that's going on, like when we're doing that, everybody feels that around us. And Broc is Broc. And as long as we give Broc time, he'll do his thing. And that's what we're coached to do. So